Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, goblins and ghouls. So, this is take two of me talking about Malvina Reynolds, who was an American folk singer, songwriter, and political activist, born on August 23rd, 1900, in San Francisco, California, and died on March 17th, 1978. And I probably didn't need to mention California there because if you say San Francisco, people are probably going to know where you're talking about. But anyway, she is best known for writing the popular folk song Little Boxes, which was later used as the theme song for the television series Weeds, which I admittedly have never actually watched. But I'm just going to take their word for it. Uh, as far as I know, I don't see why they would have any reason to lie about that. So Reynolds was known for her socially and politically conscious and humorous lyrics, often addressing issues like civil rights, social justice, and the environment. Her songs were performed by numerous artists, including Joan Baez, Pete Seeger, and Harry Belafonte. In addition to her music career, Reynolds was an associate of the Women's Institute for Freedom of the Press. She was active in political causes like the civil rights and anti-war movements. She, you know, uh, created music until her death in 1978, and she left behind a legacy of socially conscious folk music that influenced generations of music fans and musicians and artists and activists. So, as far as her education background, she earned her Bachelor of Arts and Master of Arts in English from the University of California and later earned a doctorate, finishing her dissertation in 1938 at UC Berkeley, where she studied music theory. So she was also an educated person, I suppose you might say. And if you were going to add her songs to a playlist, it could obviously be included, sorry, in a protest song playlist, but she'd also fit in with the likes of Bing Crosby, the Andrews Sister, and Burl Ives, or people like that. I think her music has that old school kind of style and flair. So she's on other good songs. I mean, everybody's talking about Little Boxes when they talk about her, but she's got some other good songs like What Have They Done to the Rain, which is about nuclear fallout. And that song's not quite as funny as some of her other ones, but it's good. And she's got a song called You'll Be a Man, and that's probably got some of my favorite lyrics that she wrote. It goes like this: When your time's up and you've returned, they'll take your gun away, but not the tricks you've learned. You'll wear a uniform, the neat civilian brown, and your hair the proper cut, the proper part of town. And any problem that you meet, you'll stamp it bloody with your feet, or roll it in barbed wire and get it off the street. And any idea you cannot comprehend, you'll put the handcuffs on, and that will be the end. And anything that grows, you'll cover with cement. They'll make a man of you, my son. So, that's like a pretty relevant uh, set of lyrics for today's world. Obviously, it's like if you don't if you don't understand something, you beat it up, you arrest it, you bomb it, you shoot it, you do anything but try to understand it. That's kind of the gist of that song, and that's one of the ways that some people obviously define quote unquote manliness. And there's another song of hers called One Little Mouse, which is great. It's about a mouse being a saboteur of like different businesses. And another song is called I Don't Mind Failing. So she repeats the line, I don't mind failing in this world. Don't mind wearing the ragged breeches, 'cause those who succeed are the sons of bitches. I don't mind failing in this world. Some simple, straightforward, yet effective songwriting to have lyrics like that. And really, that's obviously a part of what makes her great. Like, she could easily be understood by large audiences, which was really a key part of having success back then. Yeah, I don't think you had these niche little audiences back then. If you were going to make it big at all, I think you had to have some real large scale appeal for the most part. So you had to be a really effective communicator, and that might have even involved, I kind of hate to use the word, but dumbing down your content to some degree. And that's not an insult to her songwriting. It's actually in a way sort of a compliment because if you speak in ordinary language, you're just going to have more success unless you're really lucky somehow and you stumble into the right opportunity and you can use like a lot of big words or whatever. But for the most part, if you want success, you know, as a uh, as a musician, you usually have to have straightforward verses that are easy to comprehend. There are definitely exceptions to that, but a lot of the time that's how it works. And she's got another song called God Bless the Grass, which is deep and similar to What Have They Done to the Rain. And another great song that has great lyrics is We Hate to See Them Go. So that song goes like, the bankers and the diplomats are going in the army. As it seems too bad to keep them from the wars that they plan. We're all of us contented that they'll fight a dandy war. They don't need propaganda. They know what they're fighting for. They'll march away with dignity and in the best of form. And we'll just keep the laddies here to keep the lassies warm. And I kind of butchered that, but you get it. It's definitely a switch, and Black Sabbath has themes similar to that of how come the powerful people and the president and all these politicians have to stay at home, and how come their kids stay at home, but yet poor and ordinary people go off to fight the wars that these powerful interests are starting. And that's really just another example of that theme. It's easy to say that's kind of a cliched theme at this point. System of Down kind of has their own song called BYOB that also has that theme. But at the time, especially, I think it was more of a fresh idea to write about that in song form. So she was really one of the originals, the OGs, I suppose you could say, when it comes to that particular topic. And finally, I just want to note that I really haven't listened to Malvina Reynolds that much in my life. I just heard her songs like, or that, the stereotypical song Little Boxes. I heard that a few times, just randomly, um, not even sure where, but I had heard it before, but it wasn't until recently that I finally said, you know what, I'm going to listen to more of her stuff. And I'm glad I did it. It seems like it took too long, and it took too long to get around to it. But now that I have, I could see myself listening to her stuff a little bit more, should I find the time. And that's really one of the main struggles when it comes to any sort of art or really anything in life, is just finding the free time to do it. So definitely, I recommend Malvina Reynolds, and I don't think she'll lead you astray. Go ahead, check that music out. You may very well enjoy it. And, have a good day.